Welcome, Nobunaga's Ambition Taishi fans, to Nobunaga's Ambition Taishi with Omnius Prime. Episode 7. Final Conclusions. So yes, this is going to be the final episode. I basically just wanted to show you how much fun this game is and how the game works in various ways. So I didn't want to create like a long, 50 video series that, like I'm taking you from beginning to the end, and doing everything like on camera. Like some of the videos I watched, wow. The guy just was so boring with going through so much repetitive stuff, like doing the recruiting or moving leaders around, which took him time, and it was boring. So I'm trying to make this a little less boring than what we had. Now, if you notice up here in the top left, it's February of 1552. I left off near the end of December. I fought a small battle here at Hokuchi with Motochika Shimazu, and have now taken, so in January I basically took Hokuchi, and now am working on Amagiri. Okay, in January I took Kuwano, and then headed to Shozui. The Miyoshi decided to throw a little army together from these cities in Shozui, and make a little stand here at Shozui with about 9,200 men, and I took care of business there. It was actually a pretty tight battle, because of course there was battlefield limits, but in this one I had to cross this big thick river to begin, so it took quite a while to get across that big thick river and to actually get across the battlefield, to start taking outposts and stuff. So the morale meter was down to like maybe 80% in favor of the Miyoshi. It looked like I was going to lose. But then I started breaking units, and in a couple of turns, the morale meter went from me almost losing to me winning. So that was a pretty tough little battle. Now, one of the fun things was just before that battle, the Miyoshi decided to send this army here under Hisahide Matsunaga. I always thought this guy was like evil incarnate and stuff. I just didn't really like this. I don't like that guy. And because he's kind of like a turncoat in some of the videos. Okay, so they're gathering this army to now attack Kuwano, and so when that started to form up, one of my advisors says, "Geez, maybe we should rethink our plan." And it was kind of like, nope. It was like he's walking into my trap. To get to Kuwano, he had to go through Shozui and my army, and now the Shozui's mine. And so now I had the choice: sit and wait and defend, or attack. And so I just chose to attack. This way, it's still going to take 39 days for him to reach Kuwano. It's going to take 9 days for this guy to get to the army. I'll get there in 10 days. As you can see, I'll get to Sumoto in 10 days. So he'll barely get his army gathered up of 16-7 before we have a battle.
Let's go.
And while he's going to, so now here the defender limit is 8,500. Okay, defender battle condition up. So no patrol outposts, no patrol posts that are affecting the amount of troops that the defender can have. So this will be a pretty even up battle, and the one thing is if we look here, his morale like 65, 80, 79, 86, 86. He's only got what is it? Six units to my 9. So he's going to be at a disadvantage as far as number of units and quality. Now, if we come up here, the reason I wanted to skip ahead and pass by some battles is obviously this is my final video, so I want to kind of finish up some of the strategy moves that I make. So as you can see, Kenshin Shimazu has just been working along the coast, Mitoya, Niyama, Gasantoda, and now Yabase, okay, which the Amago had recently taken from the Yamana. So now, Takahisa was down here, Kanabe, Bichu Takamatsu, Okoyama, and so I had to send him from Okoyama up to Ueshi because I had Nobunaga Shimazu coming through Okunayama, Bichu Matsuyama, and so I decided to send him to Tsuyama, okay? Because what I'm doing is, this is what I call my strategy of seal a meal. So what I'm doing is, as you can see, sealing off the border between the Yamana and the Amago so that the Yamana cannot attack any Amago cities at the very end and steal all the leaders. This way, Takeda and Shimatsui are going to be kind of shielded from other clans so that I can make sure that when I take the final Amago city, a castle, I'm going to get all the leaders. And that's the big payoff. Now, over here, the Yamana decided, well, we're going to go to war against the Miyoshi. So they've already been at war with the Amago, but now that they see me moving in and taking stuff, yeah, there's not much for them to deal with the Amago. So instead of the smart play attacking from Miki to Arioka with only 1,250 troops, and probably in a pretty good area to attack with, it's stupidly going to gather up 15,900 and attack Sogo Castle, which has got 2,860 in defenders. Now, the problem? It's going to take 46 more days for that army to reach Sogo. And this sets up another one of my favorite little tricks that I've learned. Motochika Shimazu here.
Let us go.
It's 27 days away. Okay. Now, right now, he's besieging Amagiri. So it would take me 27 days to reach Sogo if I'm still besieging Amagiri. What I learned is that after you take a castle, the trip time gets cut down quite a bit. It might get cut down by a week or something. So the besieging, it's kind of like you got to get your army out of the besieging formations, get them on the road to march. So that takes a bit of time. So this is going to be just a little bit of a race to see who gets to Sogo first, and I will get to Sogo first, even if I have to cut short on blockading Amagiri into submission. So I've learned that if I take my army, go in and start the besieging process on an enemy castle, and another enemy army comes up second, well, first serve is exactly what's going to happen. So yes, sir, first serve is so I'm going to make sure that I beat the Yamana to Sogo. I'll start the besieging process, and then I'll get Sogo, and he'll have sent this army here. It's going to take him 2 whole turns just to get to Sogo. That originally was like a 56-day trek. So 2 whole turns to get to Sogo, and he's going to end up with no castle. And now he might try to go for Hiketa or something like that, or Izawa. I was trying to save Izawa here as kind of like the Miyoshi seal-a-meal. so that I'll not take Izawa. That way, because he's got a few more castles here that are in amongst a bunch of other clans, and so that's going to be very tough to take. Now, I didn't show you all of the features that all the things that you can do. Now, one thing is you can do goodwill. Okay, so like if I wanted to, oh yeah, let me just show you real quick. There is a range limit to who you can play with, have relations with. I can do the Ashikaga, the Rokaku, but I can't negotiate with the Yazai, okay, or the Saito. They're too far away, okay, or the Asakura up here. So I can do the Ashikaga or the Hatano. So if I wanted to, if Yamana was pretty badass and stuff, and I wanted to stay out of war with him, what I would do is come up here into the goodwill thing, okay, pick an officer as my emissary, and then I could set what I want to do. Now, if I want to go for commerce, which will take me a plus 20 instead of a minus 10, takes me 2 months, and it will cost me 300 gold per turn, so 600 gold. And then my opinion goes from minus 10 to 20. Trade would take me 3 months. Alliance. Now, I could do alliances. I'm trying to remember. I think maybe 24 months might be the longest an alliance can last. Okay, so you got to get up to 60. So that would take 4 months. Marriage. A marriage alliance is a bit more permanent than an alliance that has a set time limit. And so the marriage alliance basically lasts until, I guess, the marriage ends or one clan decides to dissolve the agreement. And then you have different factors like with the Yamana, I became enemies with one of its allies. We do have the same enemy, so that kind of gives a plus in to us in their view. But he's also cautious, so he's got it down. Okay, but so yeah, I as the Oda, I definitely, since I was fighting on two fronts, I made friends with one clan or two on one side, unlike say the Eastern Front, and then I'd go wild on the Western Front attacking clans, and then I could switch my leaders back and be all quiet on the Western Front, and then go hog wild on the Eastern Front, dissolving alliances and then attacking. Now you've got some other things here, like infrastructure. I could upgrade castles. So this is a D-class castle, Kuwano, and it would cost me 5,000 gold to upgrade it. Shozui is a C-class, would cost me 8,000. Hakuchi up here is a B-class, would cost me 12,000 to get to an A. And Bichu Takamatsu is already at the A status, so he can't be upgraded anymore. You could also build or repair, but you could also build a new castle, okay? Like if I wanted a new castle and I wanted to build it right here in Sakawa and replace that ranch, I could do so. So we even have the ability, see, it might not be a bad idea to build a castle over here somewhere, just to have a castle in between Aki and Kuwano. So you can build new castles, and they're rather expensive. The personnel, I've shown you how to post personnel. You can select new lords and stuff like that, which you don't want to do. You can even exile officers. So if I wanted to get rid of this guy, I could, because he's got bad stats and a bad attitude, I could just exile him. Here's a cool thing: rewards. I could see, like I have guys that have that I've captured that have various rewards. Here, like red lacquer armor, that belongs to Takahisa. The Urako Ito tea set belongs to Takahisa. And various other leaders have something like Yoshitaka Ouchi. Okay. Um, if I got, take it away from him, he goes from like 16 down to 1 or something like that. So we don't we don't want to take away his cool stuff, okay? But if we do this, like if I want to give an officer, like say this guy Takamori Aso, something to kind of help improve his attitude, it will change his loyalty from 12, where he's basically red, to 14, where he's kind of tan and he's kind of in a little bit better frame of mind. But like I said, he's a really poor officer, so I'm not about to waste a tea set on that. Another way to do things is you can marry. Okay? What if I wanted to, let's go like this, give him a wife? So he's like 40 something. I could give him Mioran Yoshioka and kind of like now make him more, he'll be vastly more loyal to me as a wife. I could even assign him oh, now if I do concubine, Takahisa Shimazu could go ahead and we don't even know who Mioran Yoshioka's father was, okay? I could, now, I might want to go with Katsura Kono, a nice young 18-year-old. And the father is Michinao Kono, and it would make the Konos more loyal to the Shimazu, my clan. Okay? Little lady Mioran's 8 years old, okay? And could marry her, make her a concubine, and make the Tanegashima family more loyal to me. So it's really cool that marriage can play a factor. I could retire. I can choose a successor. And this way, in other words, so I could choose a successor. Now, right now, Masamune Shimazu has the Crusade resolve. That was before I figured out the Dragon's Rise. Now, I ended up changing him to Dragon's Rise, but at this point, if I do the succession, then I will retire the territorial expansion of Takahisa Shimazu and pick up the Crusade resolve from Masamune Shimazu. So one way that you can get the Dragon's Rise is make sure that you have an officer with the Dragon's Rise, and then you go ahead and you could retire the leader and substitute him with the leader that has the correct or has the Dragon's Rise resolve, so that you pick up dragoons and delegate these. This is I could have the the program. I could delegate it to run my commerce, agriculture, trade, development. So I could kind of have it do things that would minimize my load, and I just don't. I mean, why are you going to play the game if you're going to delegate? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So there are some various cool things that you can do in this game, and I just want to make sure that I get through this. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to wrap this segment up so that I can basically run this turn. Each battle takes, good 20, 30 minutes. So I'm going to fight the battles off camera. Because now what I want to do is basically finish up, show you how I played the seal a meal game with the Amago, how I'm going to cheat this guy out of Sogo Castle by beating him to the punches, they say. So I'll be back in a moment, and we will be back probably in the next month. I decided that what I wanted to do here is break into the February turn while it's in progress. Now, I'm not quite halfway done with the turn. I've already fought 3 battles. Nobunaga Shimazu won the battle here at Tsuyama. Right there, Tsuyama. And then, surprisingly, now what had happened is you can see now Takahisa's coming up towards Ueshi. Well, somehow the Amago sent, I guess, some guys from Ueshi, about 1995 of them, to try to attack Nobunaga Shimazu. Well, they got cut off at the pass by Takahisa Shimazu, down here a little bit. And I mean, this was a real quick, like a 5-minute battle. I mean, Takahisa ran over the Amago like a little speed bump. I mean, it was just boom. Then we came down here, and Ieyasu fought a battle here where, surprisingly, because the enemy army didn't form until gather until like a day before Ieyasu showed up, they didn't actually have outposts. So this was an easy battle as well. And in this one, the AI decided to use the battle plan that has a unit go outside the map and then come back behind enemy lines and stuff. That didn't work out so well. Now, one of the things that I like, AI to me stands for artificial ignorance. Okay? I am just not a fan of AI. So here we got Sukitoyo Yamana. Okay, he's 34 days away. Motochika Shimazu can get here in 27 days. So it's kind of a race. Now it's a matter of, can he take out Amagiri and then get to Sogo before the Yamana army does. So let's take a look and see what's going on then.
I cannot face the end just yet.
So here, Tsuyama decided to throw in the towel. And this guy has decided that he wants to join the winning team now.
You have my
So that's taken care of. Now, Nobunaga Shimazu
Let us go.
is going to march down to Shimatsui.
Let us advance.
And that's going to take him, 14 days. Okay? And as you can see, Takahisa's coming up here to get Ueshi. And now I have the seal meal. And there's Takeda. Okay? The Yamana can't do a damn thing about trying to take the Amago's last city. Because I'm going to beat him everywhere. And it was just, like I said, artificial ignorance to attack Sogo here when he could have gone to Arioka so easily. Boom. And then been into some of these other castles. You know? So it's going to be fun. Let's keep running the clock and seeing what happens.
We will crush you.
Oh, there's Motochika. Now, how long will it take him to get
Time.
to Sogo? 17 days. See, I know that once you get the castle taken over. Okay, you cut like 10 days off travel time. So to go from blockading to get on the road to march, it takes like 10 days. Whereas here, I'm now going to get there in 17 days.
Forward!
And he's going to get there in 33 days. So I'm going to be almost 2 weeks ahead of him. And let's just go ahead and run some clock here.
No quarter! Not even for the weak!
So there's Kenshin. And soon these guys will be on my side.
Let's go!
And now in 17 days, Kenshin will be at
lead.
Takeda. And the Amago will be no Mas. And then all the Amago leaders will be mine. So let's just keep running clock.
Surround them.
So, kind of torn about what I want to do with Iyasu Shimazu. Now, as you notice over here, the Rokaku here, okay, they've gotten a little uppity. They've got some armies here. Got one who is attacking the Miyoshi here at Tochi. You have this guy who's now going to Todori. It's going to take him 81 days to get to Tottori. So I want this one. See, now that's one castle with eight officers, an instant pickup. So the same with Saika. So what I'm going to do...
Now, it's time.
Oh yeah, hold on a second. What I'm going to do is first declare war on the Suzuki. Now he's got some alliances here with powers that I could care less about, who can't do anything to intervene. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead now. Watch. He's probably going to have the Hoganji and the Ashikaga. Okay, the palace and the Azai. Decide to join in the battle. Now, I've not ever told how do you win this game. Well, the one sure way to do it is to take every castle on the map. And as the Nobunaga Oda, I actually did just that. And the other way is what's called, you got to capture Nijo Castle, Nijo Palace, okay? This is where kind of like the emperor lives. And so this is like Kyoto, in the city of Kyoto. So you need to take Nijo Palace. And then you need to control over half of the land in Japan. Which might be about 80 plus castles, or about maybe 100 castles maybe. So I'm getting pretty close, but I still would need to go through the Amana here, go through, what is it, the Hatano, and what's left of the Miyoshi, to get at Nijo here, the Ashikaga, and then probably like get into the Rokaku. And then I might have half of Japan and be able to win the game with a peace band. So now I'm going to go into Saika Castle. Hold on, just for grins. Oh, I probably...
Now, it's time.
What would that take? About 28 days. I could actually... go to war on Tottori and beat him to the punch at Tottori. So I think I'm going to do just that. I'm going to. What I wanted to show you is that, yeah, I'm going to be here to take Sogo before he'll get here. So I'm going to be back later on. I think what I am going to do is I'm going to switch around and take Tottori. And they pulled the rug out from under the Rokaku just for grins. It's now March of 1552. I'm partway through the turn already. What I wanted to do was I'm trying to cut things down so that I can fit in the last bit of what I want to show you in this video. As you can see, the Shimazu Amago line here, you can see that red unhappy face, and sure enough, I've surmised that once you get near, now we've been at war with the Amago for over 6 months, 7 months, something like that, and now I'm down to the last castle right there. Kenshin's going to take out Takata. Takahisa Shimazu took out Ueshi, and I sent him home. Nobunaga picked up Shimatsui and 4 leaders, and now he's heading to Hikeda right here. Okay. As you can see, I've already got Motochika Shimazu here blockading Sogo just before Yamana army shows up in 5 more days. Down here, what I did is yesterday, our last segment, I was going to attack Saika. And why? Because Saika has the Nagoro gunsmith, one of only 2 gunsmiths on the map. There is another gunsmith right here at Odani. So let's see. Oh, he's actually, so here we're smart, the AI is smart, builds a trading town. But over here in Saika, not so smart, they're building the muskets here, have a forge. Now, on a gunsmith, the musket forges are that greatly increased as far as production goes. Same with horses on horse ranches on pastures. Okay, we see the green horse. So I'm kind of focused on Saika. I'd like to get the Nagoro gunsmith, but I will get rid of the forge and put in a trading town. Now, the other thing that I decided this turn is I want more musket production. So what I decided to do was I don't need drill grounds here on the island of Kyushu anymore. So where you see these like 0 muskets, and I don't need the post towns, which help increase population. So what I decided to do was get rid of the post towns and the drill grounds that I won't need anymore, and replace them with muskets. In some places, let's see, where is it? Oh, right here is a fishing town. So in some places, and here I've got a reservoir. Sometimes I covered up a reservoir or a fishing town with the drill ground or a post town. So I got rid of those 2. I can always use more fish provision income. And of course more muskets. So, and as you can see, everybody's here at just 700 militia. Okay, they're way out of the way. I know I'm not going to form armies up with them. So at that point, I have 700 militia. He's coming back down to 700. So what I'm trying to do is reduce soldiers in the back areas, and so I can increase soldiers in the frontline areas. One other thing that I did is here at Gasantoda, what I decided to do was turn Gasantoda into a college town with the requisite 5 leader camps, okay? The tactics, politics, diplomat, leader, and combat. Yeah, when I want to show something, there we go, and a combat camp. So this will be a college town. I'll start putting some leaders in here. I do have 21 officers here that are learning at Akaogi, my big, awesome college town right now that helps to build up my officer attributes. So let's go ahead and run some clock, and let's have a little fun watching what happens as I capture some towns and stuff. So it seems that Amago and Yamana have made peace. Yeah, Yamano's just about toast. So now I have subjugated Sogo Castle. Okay, so now it is mine. Let's decide to do what the captives. No captives.
You have my thanks.
And now, what am I going to do with Motochika?
Let us go.
Do I send him to Izawa? No, 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 no. Izawa is going to be my Miyoshi meal. Okay? I'm sending him here to Shozui in 15 days.
We march!
Because what I want to do is send him on to Saika. Next turn I will declare war on Saika and send him, Motochika, off to Saika. So I'll start to gain some foothold here. Now, as you can see here, Ieyasu Shimazu, 14 days away, and the Rokaku army is 21 days away. So it seems like what looked like about a 40-day gap is now closed down to about a 1-week gap. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this turn off.
No quarter! Not even for the weak!
And as you can see, here we go, Kenshin. Boom. So Amago was eliminated by Shimazu on 3/15/52, and I've got about 43 brand new leaders. So that's really nice. And now Kenshin. I don't need Kenshin in the field right now, so I'm going to send him home because I have to start saving some supplies. Okay, I couldn't afford to keep those 5 up. Now the Yamana decided to be a little diplomatic, so they sent me a diplomatic mission, and they want to improve relations. If I look at diplomacy, you can see I have a 7 now instead of a -10. So let's watch and see what happens to Sukutoyo Yamana's army. As you can see, he disappeared because he was caught out in the middle of no man's land.
Not yet
Uh-oh, so Myokyu has passed away on us. Shizuki Castle, I might need to put a leader in there to replace her, because she might have been the lord of that castle. Has brought about a flood. Followed by, Sogo Castle and 3 others are suffering by floods. Oh, yay! Okay. Here I am. So 3 districts, including Yanagawa, were able to prevent damage from a flood thanks to their reservoir. This is one of the other values of reservoirs. Okay. And we can now enter into a trade agreement with the Yamana. Will you enter into a trade agreement with them? Yeah. They're going to invest in my land and in my trade zones and help me. So my name is Yoshimasa Satake of the Suzuki. I come as a messenger of goodwill. Come, what say we deepen the bond between our clans? Wrong, because I'm going to end up taking him, so I'm going to just say no here. Such a rude reception is rather unbecoming, I must say. I shall take my leave.
Allow me to report.
So, here we have our dispatches. As we can see here, the Miyoshi ninjas picked off 692 units of supply, and 650 soldiers were lost. And that takes care of that. Commerce, I'm just expanding into trade zones. So let's just see if. So we finally got a little bit of a disaster action happening, although it didn't seem to do much to our castles because of the reservoirs. So Miyakoko of Shizuki Castle has died. Too bad they don't put a check map button here so you can just see where we're at. So here, this guy's I feel so light. I think I've been ailed of my ailment. Not much political training going on there at my college town. But here, I'm just picking up guys on the building up my new castles.
These are last month's results.
Let's see what we got going here. So I kind of spent a bunch of money on development, so I've lost a little money. I still got 345,000 in gold. As you can see now, this was like over 41. So right now I'm only burning up a little under 30. So I've still got almost 5 turns, okay, that I could keep 3 armies in the field. 1136 on my muskets, 2652. I mean, on my horses, 1136. Muskets, 2652. I would like to get 3 to 1. So that's why I decided to get rid of drill grounds and post towns that I really don't need in the back lines and just start building forges. Okay. My infantry pay now at 77,000 is almost at my commerce income of 80, which means that so as you can see, development expense was rather high last time. Okay. My fishing income is up to 7,000 now. Military expenses, that will come down again this turn. So my ranch income, and then there's my forge income. And now my favorite part here is the council. So the people are suffering from long rain. So let's just see what we get here. Okay, so the guy's glowing here. So I'd like to, ooh, I got 2 glowing guys. So he offers me 3 things. I needed some more agriculture to balance out, so I liked that. So what's that? 49 military, but only 20, 14. So I'm going to go with this because that's just going to give me, look at that, 152 military. Now, let's see what kind of suggestions do we get. Oh, yes, right now we are dealing with the flood damages. I believe this plan, flood damage down. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So finally, right here on the last quarter ending thing, I'm getting flood mitigation. Yay! Flood mitigation has been added. Okay, so now let's see. I can do Hawkeye, but I can't do Horo, and I can't do Elite Gunners. So I'm going to need, I got plenty, yes. So I'm going to do Hawkeye, which is now going to give me greater unit vision during battlefields. The 3 pluses means that's like the highest bump I can get. So now greater vision on the battlefield is great. I finally get flood mitigation. Okay, and that's at level 1. And now I'm down to 58 agriculture. I won't waste it on farm reformation. And right now, I think I don't see anything that is going to benefit me. So at least I finally got one of the good ones, the Hawkeye. I still got to work now on Horo Group and Elite Gunners, so I got to keep cranking up the military. So I finally get to start doing flood mitigation. So here he is. He's basically almost on top of it. 5 days, 13 days. And now, as you can see, I can declare war on Saika and then send Motochika over to take Saika. and I don't have to worry about. Now I can build up the castles here, so that I can redeploy Kenshin and Takahisa's leaders, so that I can start use them up against the Yamana here. And I've still got 3 armies here that are operating. So after so like I said, Izawa will be my meal. So until we take care of some of this, and the Rokanko look like they took one Miyoshi City here, Tochi, and they're done. This guy did all that marching and wasting of provisions, and he doesn't get to Tori, and then I will pick up Saika. So I'm going to run through some things, and then I'll come back with one more ending segment. As you can see, it's now April 1552. I am into the advanced phase. As you can see, limited commands. Nobunaga has taken Sogo. He is now on the way to Kishiwada. It's going to take him 32 days to get there. As you can see, I declared war on Saika. And Motochika Shimazu is 10 days away. Down here, Ieyasu Shimazu is working on taking Tottori, and Mitsutaka Wakabe of the Rokaku is going to be basically like a fish out of water, and he'll have to just go home, and he will, all that marching that he did and the provisions that were spent will be for nothing. But what I want to do is get Saika, get one of the gunsmiths, and change that from muskets to a trade zone. Just much better. And like I said, I went back and went to my old cities that are just nowhere near the front lines anymore, and took out the drill grounds and post towns that I don't need anymore. Made forges. So I just wanted to conclude that I really love this game. Nobunaga's Ambition Taishi was the correct choice for me, for my personal play preferences. I like turn-based games, okay, not RTS. I like being the big leader, okay, the big cheese. I don't want to play some little RPG game where I'm some flunky samurai working my way up through the ranks. I looked at Total War for basically this same kind of Sengoku period, but I've considered Total War to be total garbage. I bought the Rome and the Napoleon ones, and the Napoleon one that's when I just gave up on the Total War series. So it basically came down to, do I buy the new Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening version or this older version? And people kept said to look at the one that was put out in 2013, the Sphere of Influence, which is close to this with turn-based and stuff, but just wasn't as good. So I this is what, about a 6-year-old game, and I just find that the older games, that are fully finished, are more enjoyable than being the first kid on the block with the new early access, where you're playing with only some of the features, and you could end up burning out on a game before the game actually gets finished. So I love Nobunaga's Ambition Taishi. For me, this was the correct choice. So I hope that you've enjoyed this series. I thought I was going to do maybe 2 or 3 videos at most, but I ended up doing 7. So I'm just going to let clock run right now, and part ways. I hope that you've enjoyed this series.